Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. So as I've said in my video when I announced the arrival of Ultimate Death Knight, I said I'm going to be testing him in several areas of the game. So basically, first of all, I started trying to use Ultimate Death Knight in Clan Boss. Well, the thing is like this, because of his shields not being as big as I hoped they would be, they're quite small, it's nothing too crazy. However, he can still be used for his decreased attack and for the continuous heals. Even that baby shield actually really helps. Plus the passives could come in clutch. Not this one, because this one, if somebody starts dying, obviously you're not gonna be as reliant on this one as you would be with other passives. So from my testing that I've done with him, he's just gonna be maybe for progression. You know, up until you get to Brutal, maybe Nightmare, he can still be useful. Or if you're really desperate and you have no other decreased attack champion, you could still use him for the sake of the A2 and maybe build him to do damage, because his damage scales off of defense. So I'm not gonna be showing any clan boss, you know, Demon Lord clan boss with him, because, you know, it is what it is. I tried some testing. Maybe if I find something crazy in the future with my testing, then I'm gonna make a video on that. However, then I said, you know what, let me try and test him in the other clan boss. And the interesting thing about this is I try to build him in such a way that I do not lock him, for example, just for the sake of clan boss. So what I have done, for Hydra clan boss, it's still a clan boss, just Hydra. So what I have done is I have tried to build him in such a way where he could be useful for clan boss and for other areas of the game. Specifically, I tried to do some random build for the sake of arena. So what I will be doing now is I will be playing the video of the team that I built around him. You know, I try to make it, let's say, as free-to-play friendly as possible, I guess, but you know what, let's not just call it like that. I just had Arbiter, I had 3 epics, and I had Lydia in there. I mean, I know Lydia's not as easy to get, because, you know, you have to complete all of Faction Wars, but I didn't really use Lydia for the sake of a decreased defense or weaken. I mostly brought her in there for the sake of the increased speed, honestly. Increased speed and for the strengthen. I didn't have any other champion that does that I had properly built, so I was like, you know what, let me just throw her in, and it is what it is. Instead of Lydia, obviously you can use other champions, like if you have a Necmothar, then yeah, he's a god for that. Then you could use, obviously if you had a Krisk, you would bring a Krisk and you would go on higher levels. But yeah, I guess there's plenty of other options that you can choose. It's just I wanted to have somebody else that does the increased speed at least in there, because I did not have a decreased speed in my team. Because, you know, I wanted to have at least one of those to try and make it out. But you know what, enough talking, let me show you the run that I have done, and then we're gonna be right back and I'm gonna show you the builds that I used and on that night. So see you in a bit.
Calzone. 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 Don't
Okay, and we're back. So I managed to one key hard with this team. Obviously, I had decent enough epics. You know, I had the Geo, Ugo, and Husk in there. But one other thing that I wanted to show is the fact that look at his healings. Where am I moving myself? Let me keep myself in the middle. So if we have a look between Ugo and Ultimate Death Knight with his baby continuous heals actually did more healing, and like, you know, even more than Arbiter that heals on her A3. So he was actually useful for me for the healings, for the decreased attack, which gave us a little bit of survivability. Even that baby shield helped us. And as you can see in this team, I don't have any like proper designated provoker. I just use Ultimate Death Knight's A1 and Husk's A1. Because I had the Terminator from Arbiter to try and move myself faster and the increased speed from Lydia, I was lucky enough that like 90% of the time I kept that provoke in there going. So honestly, he was mostly there for the provoke and for his funky passive. Even though it's a 50-50 chance, that one, as you saw, it helped me several times. Like it helped me to take the heal reduction debuff, for example, or he helped me take from the other hits. So he was quite useful. Like I cannot complain. Thinking about the fact that I did not perfectly build him for the sake of this, I built him like in a sort of like a hybrid build for Hydra and for the sake of Arena, I'm quite happy. The damage is nothing too crazy, you know, it's like 1.6 million only because I didn't use his A2 that much, the AoE, because I'm always trying to get that provoke on the A1. At the beginning of it, it was quite painful, like he was like not showing me the reason why I brought him in, but towards the end he came back and, you know, he did those provokes in there. But yeah, it was only on hard, but like I said, I tried to bring someone like Arbiter, Geo, Ugo. Like these two champions don't even have masteries on them, so it's like I didn't bring my best builds in there, and they also had like my leftover reflexes put on them. So let me show you exactly the builds that I had on the people, and then we're gonna show you the Ultimate Death Knight at the end. Arbiter is obviously in my fast speed, like whatever I had in speed, that's what I use on her. She's my arena Arbiter, so again, nothing too crazy. I didn't get her like specifically tuned, I didn't give her high resist or high accuracy, nope. Just got my arena Arbiter and just threw her in the team, and that's the damage that I got. These are the masteries that I use on my arena Arbiter. Then Lydia was kinda built for the sake of Hydra, because I put her in reflex and perception, and these were her stats, you know, decently fast. In the same build I use my Lydia for Doom Tower. High accuracy, decent, like pretty high resist as well, and then survivable. I didn't get a 100% crit rate because I didn't really care about that. These were her masteries. Again, these are PvE masteries because I got her into War Master, and then I really like Lasting Gifts with Master Hexer because she puts lots of buffs and debuffs for the same reason. Arcane Celerity and Rapid Response is what I used on her. The thing is like this, from what you've noticed, and I'm glad it happened, it was really like, you know, it was lots of bad RNG in it, and we still managed to do the one key. I didn't have anybody that was like designated for protecting me against the Head of Torment. And the Head of Torment is a really bad idea when you have Lydia in there, if you don't have somebody like a Shamel or somebody that does perfect well for your team, because she keeps attacking and then she keeps getting True Fear. Then when her turn gets, there's lots of True Fear. Like honestly, this run had most of the bad RNG. I always say in my videos, if you have DK, Torment and Mischief on at the same time, that's the worst you can get, and I had them most of the time. So yeah, I'm happy that the team still worked and I could showcase exactly what I wanted to do, even with the worst case scenario. Then Husk, like I said, okay, this Husk, I have masteries on this one. Then again, no reflex with 2 refreshes. It's like, you know, nothing too crazy. Gave it some accuracy so you can provoke. Gave it an HP percent chest so he can survive, and you know, decent crit damage, but not the craziest in the world. Good enough. Speed is really slow, 191. You would like it to be 200, 210, 220 as fast as you can get, but you know, like I said, I didn't want to give a crazy build, so it's slightly, you know, it's kind of, I want it to be kind of relatable to everybody else. Mostly I care about obviously his A1 that has a 40% chance to provoke on each hit. And then obviously his AoE, his max HP damage, which on lower levels doesn't do as crazy damage, but still it was good enough. Then Geomancer, just, you know, he just has all his stuff booked, no masteries on him. If I had masteries, he could have thrown quite a little bit more damage in there, because he has an AoE A1, which means lots of War Master procs on A1, so we missed out on that. But still, it was decent. Reflex again was some leftover reflex. Look at this, like barely any survivability stats, even though that's what you want on him. You want him to have the accuracy, to land his debuffs, and then a little bit of speed, and then survivable. So, you know, it's not the craziest build. He still did his job. Ugo in a relentless, because I didn't have any more reflex to show. So she was in a relentless, which I think you noticed, like early on, again, she barely procced it, but towards the middle and the end, it's like, okay, she did proc it a few times. Again, over 200 speed, decent accuracy, pretty high resist. I don't know why I aim for this much resist, but I guess, you know, it's good, because in case she's the target, and Ultimate Death Knight does not proc his passive to take that away from her, then at least she might have a chance to resist the mischief and everybody else, because she's our designated, like our second healer and cleanser, I guess. She also cleanses one debuff with this one, but if you have lots of poisons, it doesn't really work that well. And again, like I said, no masteries on her. Then who else did I forget? So let me see: Arbiter, Lydia, Ugo, Husk, Geo. Okay, and now the man of the, you know, the showman, I guess, Ultimate Death Knight. So basically, let's start with his masteries. I try to use these masteries for the sake of like PvE masteries, because these were the masteries I used. Like I said, when I tried him in Clan Boss, I put these masteries on him. Maybe with these same masteries, I'm gonna try some different stuff for the sake of dungeons as well. And then after that, I'm gonna swap him out and I'm gonna put him in arena masteries. But the masteries did not count that much. I guess maybe a little bit because of the War Master procs, but like 1.6 million, maybe that one would have gone to 600,000, you know. So maybe it's not a game changer if you change this and put it in either Unshakable, or for example, I think I'm gonna go Bulwark for the sake of him for arena. And the way that I built him is in full stone skin and pretty slow. Like this was painful for me, but what I wanted to show is that, look at me, I'm floating. What I wanted to show is the fact that, you know, even with the slow speed, it was still decent enough. As long as you have some turn meter control, increased speed in your team to make him still go decent for a decent amount of times, he can do his job in Hydra with roughly the same build. Well, for example, maybe I would not want to have him this fast for the sake of Hydra, so one thing for the sake of arena, sorry. So what I could do is just straight up take this speed boot, and I would just swap it with an HP % boot. Let me see if I have one to just randomly show you right now and show you, like, okay, this would be his speed. So let's see, not that one. Yeah, whatever, let's put this one on. So for example, he would be like 132 speed. That would be really slow, still have close to that 500 resist, a little bit of accuracy to do his job in Hydra, and do his debuffs if you want him to do that in arena, and then survivability stats and to be tanky. It's all about his passive. This one, Too Awesome to Die, which has, you know, you have a chance of taking the damage from one of your champions that's like a single target damage and taking onto him. And I'm quite sure you've seen other videos maybe. If not, this one's pretty busted. I'm gonna make a video on it myself. If you haven't seen from one of the cool kids, you're gonna see a video from me. But yeah, this is gonna be it for the video today, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it gave you, like, I don't know, maybe an idea, or maybe it gave you an option to use him for the sake of Hydra. Even though it's just a 50% chance to provoke, it's a good backup chances. As long as you're rotating through your skills with him and everybody else fast enough, this can actually come in clutch. But yeah, like I said, thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye, guys.